Hey guys, it's Mel here from simplylive.com.au. I wanted to talk to you today about spontaneity, spontaneous living, spontaneous travel, or just doing things a little bit less planned. I was just talking to someone today about the fact that, I don't plan when I'm going to another place on Sunday and I haven't researched what to do in that area, anything like that, and I tend not to do that. And I'd like to encourage you to do a little bit of that. I know that I'm going to get a lot of kickback from people who, by having this conversation, by having a chat and encouraging people to do a bit of this, because so many people say, but Mel, we're not like that. We get stressed if we don't plan and we don't organise and we don't have a structure in what we're doing. And we also like to make the most of our holidays. We only have a limited amount of time, so we want to make the most of our holidays. And I do understand that. And for those people who have known me for a long time, if you just speak to some of my friends who I went to university with, they will tell you, or worked with, how highly organised my life always was. I goal set so much in advance. I used to have to-do lists and I plotted out everything of what was going to be done when and so forth, and I felt quite stressed if I didn't have everything organised down to a T. So I do understand that, and I do understand that now I don't have so many responsibilities that I can let go of some of that. But I wish I'd done some of it earlier. And I'm not saying that you have to do everything this way all of the time. I just encourage you to do some of it, because the irony is it's so much less stressful. And that's the thing, is that you kind of get into this place where you think that it allows you to feel in control and it allows you to feel less stressed. But in actuality, as we all know, you can have a million plans and then life turns it all upside down and you realise you're not in control at all. And if you're someone who has to be organised and planned every moment of the day, when those events actually happen, you end up really, really, really stressed. If you're just purely looking at holidays or travel, I would encourage you to do some of them less planned, because what happens is that when you have a strict plan and you've organised it on day one, I'm going to go to this town and I'm going to see this, and this, and then you're going to catch the bus and you're going to go to the next place and you're going to be there for 3 days and you're going to see this, and this. There's a couple of downsides to that. Firstly, that things go wrong. Buses don't turn up, things are delayed, and suddenly your schedule's out of whack. And then you're going, oh my God, now I have to organise it and I'm going to miss this and I'm going to miss this. And you had this big expectation of everything that you were going to see and do, and suddenly you can't. And even if you saw half of those things and they were truly amazing, you're still upset about the other half that you didn't see. So you don't actually appreciate what you had. And also, if you go to a place and you think, oh, I've got one day here, and you think, oh, this is amazing. I feel so great here. And there's much more than I thought and I really love it. You've already booked your next bus or plane or whatever out of there, and you've given up being in the moment in somewhere that was truly great for you to go somewhere else, which could be truly great as well, but it could also not suit you. And you've given up something that you know was good to go to something that you don't know will be great. And similarly, the reverse, if you've booked a week in a place and then you get there and go, this isn't for me, I don't like it, and now I've got to sit it out because I don't have a booking for X amount of time, and you're stuck somewhere. Now, by living a more spontaneous holiday or trip, you'll get somewhere and you'll go, I really like this, so now I need to see if I can stay a bit longer, or if there's no room, find somewhere else, and I've got to adjust my plans. And, it might mean that you're going to spend an hour or two or a bit of time in a hotel room doing that. And you might think that's a waste of time. If I've only got, 2 or 3 weeks on a holiday to spend half a day trying to sort out my next bit of my trip, that wastes half a day. I could be doing something. But the way I see it, if you spend half a day in order to allow you to be somewhere that you love a little bit longer, or to get out of somewhere that you hate, I think it's a much bigger waste of time being in places that you really shouldn't be. I'd rather spend half a day in a hotel room trying to figure out what to do to go next and be somewhere that I actually enjoy and see something different, than to sit it out for 3 days in a place that I'm not really enjoying. It's not for me. Or, having to leave somewhere that I really love because I've planned to be somewhere else. So I would encourage you to let it go a bit. I would encourage you to say that even, I understand that you're only going to do to a degree that you fits somewhat within your comfort zone, but I would say get to the edge of that comfort zone and stretch it a little bit further right now. Stretch it a little bit more. And the more you keep stretching your ability to do that, the more you will understand that you can do that, that the world's not going to end. If you know that you are someone who's going on holidays where you're staying in hotels and resorts, you've got a little bit of money behind you. You might have a budget, but is it really, if you've spent 5 or 10 grand on a big holiday, is it really going to bother you the fact that you couldn't get the hotel you wanted, so you had to pay $100 more for a couple of nights than you planned to? In 10 years' time, it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. Or you may end up in a hostel somewhere, which you think, I don't want to sleep in a hostel with 10 other people, and it's not my scene at all. But one night living like that is not going to kill you, and then you get to do all these other things, and then you've actually saved yourself money to do something else later. So I'm encouraging you to just live a little bit more freely. See how it fits with you. Give it a try. If you're not willing to do it in a foreign country, do it within Australia. Do it on a holiday in Australia. Do it a bit with your life. Don't plan out every moment of your life, because I did have my life so well planned. And the reality is that you don't have that control. Life doesn't work that way. And you will get some enjoyment out of being that. And you might actually find, like I did, maybe you won't, but like I did, that it is far less stressful. It is actually more enjoyable and more fun to be able to do some of these things in the moment, and know that you can stand on your own 2 feet to go somewhere different or try something different and get there. And the more you travel and the more you do these things, obviously it's easier because you know your resources to be able to quickly book something and move, and it's more difficult when you start. But trust yourself. Give yourself a little bit of a challenge, even if it's for a few days. If you're having a 1-month holiday, say, I'm not going to structure this 3 days or a week, and I'm just going to see how that fits, and I'm going to see how I go. And then do the rest of it planned. But personally, I find that having to race from place to place to place and fit in everything is so much more stressful. So relax a little bit. If you're liking the videos, even if you don't agree with me, give it the thumbs up. If you don't agree with me, or you think, what about this, Mel? What about that? Put in a comment. I could do another video on it, or I can answer your comment. Let's talk about this. I know that some of you are going to really object to this video, and I'm cool with that. I understand. Let's talk about it. But if you like the video or think it gives you some value, even if you don't agree with it, give it the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Please share it with your friends. Let's get a bit of discussion on living a planned versus a spontaneous life and some of the stuff around that. And, ways that we can simply live without making it all so complicated all of the time. Have a great day, guys. Bye.